Types of triangles notes continued. Let's review the notes on triangles. Remember that an acute triangle has 3 angles that are less than 90 degrees, so all 3 angles must be less than 90 degrees. Remember that a right triangle has one 90-degree angle, which we can see with the box. Remember that an obtuse triangle has one angle that's greater than 90 degrees. A scalene triangle has 0 congruent sides or 0 sides that are equal in length. An isosceles triangle has 2 congruent sides or 2 sides that are equal in length. And an equilateral triangle has 3 congruent sides or 3 sides that are equal in length. All the sides are equal. And remember that the sum of the measures of all the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So remember, just to recap, that the first 3 types of triangles, the acute, the obtuse, and the right triangles, classify a triangle based on its angle measures. And the last 3 triangles, the scalene, the isosceles, and the equilateral, help you classify a triangle based on the sides and the length of the sides. Now let's look at the triangle inequality theorem. The triangle inequality theorem states that the sum of the lengths of the 2 shorter sides is greater than the length of the 3rd side. So when you look at the 3 lengths of a triangle and you take the 2 smaller sides, when you add them up, they must be greater than the length of the 3rd side for it to be a triangle. Let's look at some examples. Look and see if the following measurements form a triangle. If you have 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches, all you need to do with the triangle inequality theorem is take the 2 smaller numbers and add them up. 2 plus 3 is 5, and you look and see, is 5 bigger than the last side, the 4 inches? It is, so yes, this does form a triangle. Do 6 millimeters, 6 millimeters, and 12 millimeters form a triangle? You take the 6 and the 6 because they're the 2 smaller lengths, add them up, and they are 12. Is 12 greater than 12? No, it is not, so this is not a triangle. And would 8 feet, 4 feet, and 3 feet make a triangle? This time we need the 2 back numbers, the 4 and the 3, because they're the smaller ones. Add them up and they are 7. Are they greater than 8? No, they are not, so this does not make a triangle. Now let's look at some algebra. You're going to write an equation to solve for x, solve it, and then determine the angle measures and classify the triangle. If you have a triangle where the angles are 4x, 5x, and 6x, we know that the 3 angles add up to 180 degrees. So these 3 added together are going to equal 180 degrees. Because all 3 of them have an x in them, we can combine like terms and add them all together. So 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 6 is 15. Keep our x, it's equal to 180 degrees. Now, to get rid of the 15, we would divide by 15 on both sides. That leaves us with x equals 180 divided by 15 is 12 degrees. Now we need to plug this back in to find out what each of the angles are. 4x would be 4 times 12, and that's 48. So one measurement is 48 degrees. 5x would be 5 times 12, which is 60 degrees. And 6x would be 6 times 12, which is 72 degrees. So now that we know our 3 angle measures are 48 degrees, 60 degrees, and 72 degrees, we can now look at what type of triangle it is based on the angles. They are all less than 90 degrees, which makes them an acute triangle. Because all 3 are different, we can now classify it by the sides. We know all the sides will be different, and that makes it a scalene triangle. Write an equation to solve for x, solve it, determine the angle measures, and then classify. The angles in the triangle are x, x plus 20, and x plus 10. Remember that all of these add up to equal 180 degrees. So we can add x plus 20 plus x plus 10 to find the angle measures. We have 3 x's here that we can combine, and that makes 3x. We also have a plus 20 and a plus 10 that we can combine because they're constants, and that makes plus 30, and it will equal 180 degrees. Now to get rid of the 30, we undo the addition by subtracting by 30 on both sides. That leaves us with 3x equals 180 minus 30, which is 150. Now to get rid of the 3, we need to divide by 3 on both sides, and that leaves us with x equals 150 divided by 3, which is 50 degrees. Now if you plug in for x, the 50 degrees, you will find out that the x is 50 degrees. Then x plus 20 is simply 50 plus 20, and we know that our next one is 70 degrees. And then we have x plus 10, so you just plug in 50 plus 10, and our last angle measure is 60 degrees. Now we can classify it. We have a 70, a 60, and a 50. All of them are less than 90 degrees, which makes them acute. And all 3 of the numbers are different, which means all the sides are different, and that makes it scalene.